Hello, Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. You're listening to Gunslingers, brought to you from behind the Iron Curtain on Radio Free California.
Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network.
That's us.
Welcome back.
That's right. From San Diego to San Francisco, from LA to Phoenix to Vegas, we're on the air.
We are on the air. We are all over the internet, folks. That's on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, X, and anywhere else you want to sneak us in. Go ahead and share us there. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're sharing it, right?
Well, yeah,
right
we did get Pop Top or whatever the hell that Tip Top or Shoe Boot or whatever. I don't know what.
Oh, TikTok.
That one. Yeah,
that's the one.
We got booted
quickly.
As you prognosticated. We lasted, I think, a minute and 45 seconds.
Yeah. Well, I think it was at 144.
Got to be some kind of record.
The over and under was 142. So yeah, we just got over.
I made my $6.
So we got booted from there. But everywhere else, we seem to be doing okay now that we don't play the music online anymore, which sucks because that just means you get to listen to me goof around.
Singing along.
Sing along to nothing.
Sing along.
What key is he in? All of them.
Pick a key, any key.
The alphabet.
Yes. Anyway, welcome to Gunslingers, where we talk nothing but fun with guns and no politics.
No politics.
A couple of quick announcements. We're not going to have Rick from the CRPA tonight because the kids are out of class, so that means that nothing's going on in Excremento. So nothing going on with Rick.
That means he gets to breathe for a moment.
Yeah, and of course that means that we get to breathe. He's asked me to go to lunch with him one day again this week, and the over and under on that are.
I got $6, baby.
I tell you, it's 9-1 against, but
fingers crossed, folks. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, well,
we appreciate that he and the CRPA, all that they do for,
of course
for
we
the
do.
Second Amendment community.
Of course we,
and not just California.
And the reason that he can't, do anything is because he's busy, and you know what? I'd rather he do that than take a dumbass out to lunch anyway.
Even when he's not busy, he's busy.
Well, he's probably recuperating because having to deal with so many stupid people is excruciating. No,
can you imagine how mind-numbing that has to be?
I really
Straighten
cannot.
your tie, put on a smile, and walk into that room surrounded by the supermajority leering Democrats.
People that literally know nothing about anything. They don't know how to run a business. They don't know how to obviously run a government because look how bad we're doing.
I haven't seen so many wing shoes with Velcro on them. It's such a thing. I didn't know they even made those.
Well, and every one of those ties is a clip-on. Because there's just no way those guys are tying a tie.
No.
Unless they've got assistants that do it for them. Anyway, so that means that we got extra time on the phones.
All calls.
So being this is a live show, that means that you guys can give us a call. What's that number, Jim?
You guys are going to want to call in. That's 866-870-5752. Again, 866-870-KRLA.
You bet.
Now, I know how tempting it is to wait until 8:47 to make that important call.
Yeah, but feel free, give us a call. Anything you want to talk about. We could talk about, what was the one we were doing about best and worst
my best
TV and movie shots.
We never even dipped into that because that is a deep and rich trough.
Yeah, so
There's
you want to call about that? I did my two worst, which was of course the
wanted, the bending of a bullet.
Yeah, where you can make like a curve ball. Give me a break.
I got a sinker.
And then the second part was Arnold taking the caps off of the grenade launching grenades and pouring it into a leaf. And then folding it up, attaching it to a spear, and then throwing it, and it explodes with all might.
Amazing.
Because we all know that, because there's nothing worse on the face of the earth than getting a piece of shrapnel from a leaf.
No, that's the worst. Have you ever imagined getting in your eye?
The paper cuts alone.
You get that lettuce on your tooth, it won't come off.
I don't know what I would do.
Death by 1,000 Leaf cuts?
So if you have anything that you think matches the magnificence
The
and
laundry
technical
alone.
accuracy of that.
Yeah, so feel free, give us a call about that. You got questions about guns, you got questions about the auction coming up. You want to know how do you get into the auction? Because I get a lot of those calls every week.
Where
I
it's going to be?
20 to 30 of those a week, along with emails. Yeah, where it's going to be. Just about anything you want to talk about, as long as it's clean.
Yeah.
Feel free to give us a call. If you're a leftist knucklehead that wants to call and argue with us, don't call. Feel free. Give us a call and we'll explain to you why you're an idiot. Why you're wrong. Go ahead.
And once again, the number you're going to want to call, all sides, all enemies and friends, 866-870-5752.
You can just be a frenemy. How's that?
Hey, a little of both.
Yeah,
We're glad to talk, though, honestly.
Well, as long as you're willing to debate, not act like an idiot, I'm willing to explain to you why you're incorrect.
Talk off your menu of sayings.
Yeah.
Conversations
I got a phone call from a TV show asking me to be on about they take two sides of a subject,
like point counterpoint
kind of a deal, yeah, and put you in a room and you have to behave and discuss. And I was like, I could do that. I could behave. I've had lessons.
You know your stuff, and you can stand your ground.
And then they told me that they film in San Francisco.
In a friendly environment. Wait, that gives us a San Francisco shout out. As you know, we are fans of the political run.
Oh, yeah.
Of one Chad Bianco, who is one of the bright lights running for governor in our next gubernatorial election. Well, it appears that the sheriff of San Francisco
amazing.
Has endorsed him, saying, hey, we're all sheriffs, which says something about you know what you have to do to be elected as sheriff in San Francisco. So, and you didn't want to go there.
Go figure. I'll be honest. I don't think they could find an anti-gun person that could behave. They get a little frothy at the mouth when you try, because I've had many discussions. And at your high school, Jimmy, do you remember? They had a play called, I won't name the play, but it was about a kid who goes nuts with a gun at school and kills kids. And they asked me to come. This is Richard, we're going to get to you, but I got to tell the story. It's not real long. So they asked me to come because I'm a gun shop owner. So I go, and the story of the play is about a kid who's a spoiled rotten brat. His parents bow to every whim he wants. He says he wants a gun. His dad says no, but I'll get you one if you get a good grade. And then he gets it, and of course he goes to school and he shoots a bunch of kids. And then at the end of the play, all the kids from the play come out and they're supposed to do questions and answers. Well, it's silly because why are kids going to ask other kids questions? So maybe one or two. And then the teacher that invited me said, well, Jeff from Gunslinger's gun shop is here. The whole auditorium turned. Slowly I turned. Step by step. Yeah, and so they turn and look at me, and I stood up, and it's like, let's go. So the kid that played the dad, he tried to grill me. Well, I don't think guns are good. I said, well, let me ask you a question. Considering this play had nothing to do with firearms, this was social commentary, how do you as a dad feel you did since you told the kid you didn't want him to have a gun, but you kowtowed to him and got him one anyway? Never mind. Boom, he's done.
Right.
Okay. And
Next.
then, and so I went down the row with different kids they tried to bomb me with silliness,
emotional,
and I fired back, and they couldn't, and so they stopped. So finally, kids started standing up and saying, "My dad has guns, and we don't have any issues at my house." Well, after the third one of those, a teacher that was
look at the time,
one of the most unpopular teachers in the whole school, stood up and said, "Well, I think we've had enough of the questions and answers now." And I said to her out loud, I said, since I'm winning, you're shutting me up? Is that what's going on? To which she had no answer. And I just said, well, that's it for me. You guys take care. Watch where you shoot. And I walked out the door.
And with that, I'll leave you.
That is a great story.
Yeah. And Jimmy was like, the hero. That's my boy, my other Jimmy. Yeah, he was a hero for like a week because, you're the dad that, da-da-da. So So yeah, I can discuss.
Well, but that's a commentary on how quickly, especially the schooling system, tries to kind of manipulate and get these kids into there at this young age, at high school, and then you can imagine what they do in college. So yes,
well, they no longer teach how to think, just what to think.
Exactly.
Real quick, let's get to Richard. Sorry about that, Richard. What's going on?
Evening, Richard.
Good evening, you magnificent gunslinger.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, Richard.
Yeah, I want to know what's your opinion on semi-automatic shotguns that are either gas operated or inertia operated. What's your preference?
I just had this conversation with a shooting student this week.
Yeah.
Inertia operated are very, very reliable. You're thinking of things like the Benelli M4. Gas operated, you have to keep clean. So if you attend to your duties, it's no problem. Gas has an advantage in that it does bleed off some of the gas caused by firing the cartridge, so it actually softens the recoil. So find a good one like an FN SLP or the new Mossberg 940JM. Great gun. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it.
Okay, but that the one that is gas operated, you say it siphons off some of the gas. Does that have anything to do with reducing the ability to fire the load?
That's an excellent question. There tends to be a window in which the cartridge has to operate. Same with the inertia, though. But the receiving end will never know the difference. So as long as you have a reasonably appropriate load, it will function the firearm just fine. And it bleeds off just a minuscule amount. So again, on the receiving end, there's virtually no difference.
Richard, you got your joke for us tonight?
Okay, you guys are music people. I used to play the piano by ear. Now I have to use my hand.
I got to hand it to you. That's funny.
Banging headache right there.
Richard, we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Richard. God bless you.
Take care. Oh, I cut him off. I always cut people off at the end. You guys got to quicker.
Right on top of it.
Real quick, what's the number?
866-870-5752. Again, 866-870-5752.
And I'm going to hop in my low rider, and we're going to cruise on out of here.
Orale.